Is your association stuck in reserves quicksand, meaning there's not enough money to pay for repairs and replacements that are all around you? As your association ages, it can feel like you're stuck in quicksand with no way out, and it's only getting worse. The good news is that there's always a way out, and it starts with asking for help. Experienced managers and reserve study professionals are there, ready and eager to guide you back on track to a successful future. Keep watching as management consultant Julie Adamen and I talk about what reaching out for help looks like in actual practice.
So, okay, let's switch gears to quickly let you know what the remedy is for these types of quicksand. What we see all too often, boards feel that they somehow have the responsibility to do it themselves. But when it's difficult or when you're unsure, get help. Get help. Again, you're not Superman, or Superwoman. Reach out to an experienced community association manager or your credentialed reserve study professional. Don't struggle, don't flounder, there's no reason for you to whatsoever. You're just wasting your valuable time while the situation gets worse. There's no sense in doing it. Now, let's talk a few minutes about the business judgment rule. And this applies to all board members across the board. So the business judgment rule is how board member behavior is actually measured. All across the country, this is in our industry, this is how it's measured. It's the how you do what you do as a board member. You are to act as if you care about the association, meaning give it the quality, attention, and services it deserves. Act loyally to the association, which means you do what really needs to be done, even if it will cost money or ruffle feathers or kind of get you in somewhat of a political mess. This is part of your duty. And then ask questions. That's the duty of inquiry. When necessary, inquiring to your subject matter experts on what to do. What should our association do in this particular situation? That may mean asking your attorney how to manage a special assessment announcement, or how to collect on a delinquent owner, or ask your landscaper what plants will provide some color and then thrive in your front entry. Or ask again your reserve study provider why they used a particular cost for an upcoming roof project. Now, that duty of inquiry is the most important here, and I really want to emphasize this, because getting help to avoid getting stuck in reserve quicksand is so important. Find out what to do. Ask questions. You are not expected to have all the answers. You are volunteers. You may not have ever sat on a board before, and this is all new to you. So remember, everything at your association is getting a little older and more deteriorated and worn out each day. Just think of your own knees. That's what I say. So everybody feel completely free to reach out for help.
Julie, I want to go through a couple of charts here and emphasize the point that everyone's situation is a little bit different, and it's going to take a little different solution depending on what kind of situation your association is in. So this is a chart of annual reserve expenses, and you can look at this chart and you can see they have a few years until the next big reserve projects, and that's the profile for this association. Lots of little expense years, but one big year. And that's going to be a very different type of situation than this association, where they have a very significant reserve expense real close to now. Basically, no time to prepare, and they're hoping that prior boards have set them up for success and collected the funds over time, because basically they're out of time and they have this big project to do. And that, again, is very different from this situation, where they have scattered large reserve projects over the years. It seems like in a year that you're not doing something, maybe you can catch your breath, but mostly what you're trying to do in the catch your breath year is get ready for the next big expense. So this is a different type of profile. And then you have a profile like this, and this may be a newer association where there's not a whole lot of expenses in the early years, but they've got a real big one coming downstream. So again, different situations, they're custom problems, and this is why it's important for you to have the courage and have, as Julie recommended with the business judgment rule, that duty of inquiry. Your situations are always going to be different, so get comfortable that it's okay to reach out. And I want to talk you through that, and we'll get back to Dorothy and Toto and the Wizard of Oz show here. Okay, she's at a crossroads, a fork in the road, and she's wondering, do I go left? And it looks like she's going to go left, But look at the scarecrow here. The scarecrow knows the Emerald City is off to her right. And that's a great illustration. I love this picture. Too many boards are focusing on what they think is right, and they're not reaching out for help. And help can avoid so many problems. It'll avoid being in the wrong place with the wrong amount of money and having to backtrack. So look around, get help. And reinforcing, take action. You've gone through this, but it's not just an academic exercise. After you've reached out for wise counsel, take action. Take that path to the right. The association needs you to lead. Don't get stuck focusing on the choices and your preferences. It's that duty of care, duty of loyalty. You're responsible to do the right thing for the association. Don't get stuck thinking about what that annoying homeowner in unit number 13 is going to think. You've got to do your job leading the association forward. Owners have a responsibility to do their job, pay their fair share of the assessments, and you have a responsibility to do your job, is gather the information, face the facts, and say, hey, folks, we need to go to the right. This is what we need to do.
Indeed. That's no doubt about it. Well, I'm going to address the elephant in the room here, which is one of my favorite things to do. You know, everybody, owning real estate is expensive. You all know this. Everyone who owns real estate knows it's expensive. Even condominiums. You think you buy into a condominium association. You've never really been in one before. And
Carefree.
Carefree. No, it's not carefree. It takes money. It takes money to keep everything from, falling apart and getting you stuck in that quicksand. So it's expensive, and associations need a lot of money to pay the daily, weekly, and monthly bills and offset the ongoing deterioration, which again, never stops. It's just continual, right? Every day goes by, everything gets a little bit more deteriorated. So you as board members and homeowners here as well need to get used to the idea that it's expensive. And if you are thinking that you've bought into an association and assessments are never going to go up, or as a board member, you're saying, oh, I can't raise those assessments, you are not doing your duty as a board member, or even, I would argue, as a homeowner. So make those budgeted reserve transfers. Treat them just like you would any other bills. Don't say, oh, we can't pay that this month because we need that money to, fund something else or to pay the electricity bill. They should be just as important as any other bill you pay, because it's either that or face deterioration and then special assessments, which are really, really painful. So the honest truth here is that reserve funding needs to be about 25% of an association's total budget. Now think about that for your association. Just get that in your mind. See how much of your total budget you're setting aside towards reserves, because it is commonly in the range of right about that 25% of the total budget. And reserve funding is often one of an association's biggest budget line item. If you present your budget with a pie chart, just like it's here, it's on the screen, you'll see a big chunk of it goes to reserves. So compare what your association is doing to that, doing in relation to that 25% ballpark number. But getting out of the quicksand doesn't have to be done all at once. So like Robert, how do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. So especially people who are new to being board members, oftentimes they'll come in and you'll find, oh my gosh, the association's finances are a mess. And you feel this intense pressure. We've got to fix this. We've got to fix this. Well, the truth is underfunded associations got themselves that way, not overnight, over years and more likely decades of underfunding. So my advice would be talk to your reserve study provider and work out with that person a multi-year plan to gradually get your associations back on track, back on the trail, if you will, back on the yellow brick road to funding your reserves. It's not about, reserve funding, it says the payments themselves are not about the future. It's about paying a bill of I'm sorry, Robert, that was you. I apologize. So
it's all the material. They're going to hear it from one of us.
Yeah, you are. Okay. So anyway, a few percentage points or a few more dollars each year for a few years, once you've got this multi-year plan, is all it takes to get an association on track, having enough money to take care of itself.
At Association Reserves, we make the present less stressful and the future more secure. If you want to join us in this mission, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Leave us a comment down below on what you'd like to see us address in a future video. Let's plan for your best future.